listening to the Concierge Coaches Show with Bruce Cameron and Wayne Fritz, only on LA Talk Radio.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Concierge Coaches Show here on LA Talk Radio. I'm Bruce Cameron, along with Wayne Fritz. Got a fantastic show today. As you guys can see, we have some special guests with us that are near and dear to me, and we're gonna talk about what they're doing in people's lives, and it's gonna be real exciting. So, Wayne, how you been, brother? How you been?
I've been great. Great weekend and ready for the 4th of July celebration of our independence.
Amen.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Amen. So, yes, absolutely. And so, Gonzer's, Wayne is down the street in Colleyville, and I'm at the office in Dallas. So we're on LA Talk Radio. So that's just the beauty of technology, right? So,
Yeah.
well, guys, thanks for coming on the show. I definitely want to talk about what you guys are doing. Jeremy and Stephanie own Weight Loss Today, and it is a wonderful environment where people can go to address several health issues. So I don't want to take too much wind out of their sails. I want them to kind of tell what they've done. I'm actually a client of theirs, so I'm kind of on a weight loss journey myself. So it's just under 10 pounds here. It's a start, it's a start. And definitely headed in the right direction. So, well, thanks for coming on the show, guys, and it really means a lot. I guess I want to first talk about the semaglutide piece of this, okay? And
Sure.
And I know that there's a lot of good things about it. I know there's some other, it's like a coin. There's a head and a tail. There's a lot out there. One of the things that I'll share with the audience is that before finding you guys, I'd found it was an internet deal, and I was kind of self-dosing. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'd get the stuff in the mail, I'd put in the refrigerator, and holy cow, Wayne, we got a little Zoom there on you, brother.
That's a big Zoom.
Is that you want me to? I think he wants a shot there. What you doing?
I'm sorry. Let me try something, Bruce. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, damn. Anyway, so I had I was self-dosing the semaglutide. I got sick, man. I mean, I got sick, man.
Yes.
I mean, it was a cure for everything. Not really. I was sick as a dog, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to somebody. I found you guys, and on the initial intake, and I know I've told your wife this. On the initial intake of the physician I was speaking to was pretty brutal. He's like, look, man, this is just, or maybe it was you, Jeremy, I don't know, but he was saying, hey, this is a crutch, okay? This is not the answer to your problems. Yeah. This is a crutch. And I thought, you know what? I like that. I mean, right? Yeah. I mean, that's just brutally honest. Cut your portions in half if you can, right? And just realize that this is an assist, if anything. So anyway, and I want you to kind of talk about that and talk about your semaglutide stuff, but also some of the other service lines you guys offer.
Sure. Thank you so much for having us on.
Thank you.
We really appreciate this time with you and Bruce and Wayne, and just kind of sharing our story and what we've decided to do for ourselves, and then how we've been able to offer it to other people as well to change lives. I guess I'll start there. Stephanie and I have been married 29 years and have always struggled with our weight here and there. We work out pretty regularly, have ran marathons, do CrossFit, I was a firefighter paramedic for years, and pretty in good shape, and had times where we just felt like no matter what we did, we couldn't out-train a bad diet. And we couldn't lose weight at times when we really wanted to. No matter what we did as we got older, it just became harder and harder to drop that weight like we had in the past when we were young and first married. And so we kind of started looking for things. And Stephanie came across Ozempic, Wegovy, which was the the kind of the diabetic version of semaglutide, if you will. I know that's not exactly, scientifically the way it's done. Semaglutide is the base drug that makes up Wegovy and Ozempic, and Wegovy was first, and they were utilizing it for diabetes, and then found that it was working for weight loss. That it just by having curbing cravings, curbing appetite, slowing down the digestive system, allowing you to eat a lot less food but feel like you had a ton of food, like you were eating your meals prior, the whole meal, but you were only eating maybe a half or even a quarter of it, is really what they found the drug was doing. So Steph and I launched about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Launched into this business of trying to figure out how we can utilize the medication for ourselves, but then how can we share it with others and change their life like our life is being changed. And so we started a weight loss clinic. First one was down in Houston, the Woodlands area. And then we started one 5 months later up here in the Dallas area. And the drug itself has just been amazing for both of us. Stephanie lost in her first 7 months, 56 pounds. In my first 5 months, I lost 40 pounds. And what we realized is we really didn't change a whole bunch. We listened to the doctor. We listened to the experience of others. We trusted the process. We knew it wasn't going to be a quick fix to our life, and we weren't going to lose weight immediately. But we kept the plan. We stayed true to the process. We didn't overthink things. When we got satisfied with our meal, we just stopped. We didn't try to overeat. We didn't try to press it further to see if we could eat more. We just would stop. As soon as you feel that satisfied feeling, not even really a full feeling, but just a satisfied feeling, and you drink a little bit more water, you're amazed at how fast you're full. And I'm sure, Bruce, you feel those exact same things. Is 5 to 10 minutes after a meal, at half what you used to eat, you're full as if you ate the entire meal or even more. And from a weight loss standpoint, when semaglutide was approved by the FDA in 2021 for weight loss, that opened the door to so many people being able to take advantage of this to change their life or get control of their food eating experience. So that was what's been kind of near and dear to me. I don't know if there's something you wanted to add to that from your standpoint of what you felt.
Oh, I think it's great just helping people get to some of their goal. It's not just about being skinny, it's about being the healthier version of themselves. So we have people come in all ages, all shapes, all sizes. And I love all the people, but especially the older people that we have, because these people are in their 60s, 70s, and they're losing weight, and they're like, my joints feel better. I can actually walk up the stairs now. And it's getting the healthier version of them, which is wonderful to us. And just seeing we have some large patients that are continuing to lose weight. And again, they're getting healthier, they're exercising. And I just think it's wonderful just becoming healthier and how they're feeling. And we have a couple of people that say their joints are feeling better. They're like, I don't know if it's semaglutide, but I stopped taking it for a month and my joints started hurting. Yeah. So I'm getting back on it, for the joint, because there are so many other benefits that they're finding out. And so it's really, just listening and having people come in every day. It's cool for us to do and go on this journey with these people.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's it's really good. I liked how the fact that you're not trying to jump the dose up. I appreciate that. Like some other stories I've heard from other people.
You scare me. The self-dosing, I'm not gonna lie, the self-dosing scares me.
No, I know that. But even other guys have gone to other clinics, that they kind of start them on that higher, they want to get that almost knockout punch from the jump. And let's just barely get that ball over the net. That's my philosophy. And so great. So I know not only do you do that, but you guys have kind of a little mini body weight boot camp type thing.
It was one of the things Stephanie hit it on the head. We are not here to make people skinny. It's not what we're here for. Right. It is, I think a lot of times when people see this drug and they order it online and they're looking for, you said it perfect, Bruce, that you're looking for that escape or that crutch to be the end all be all answer for you and the miracle drug for you that, hey, I don't have to do anything. I just have to get this injection every single week and I'm going to be thin. And that is not what Steph and I are here for. It. And we want to make people realize their life expectancy, realize what they have to offer for their family and their friends, and find that healthier version and reach those goals that they've wanted to reach, but maybe they couldn't, or just be able to get out of bed and feel healthy and feel good about themselves, or look in the mirror and feel confident. And so as Steph and I have now seen, I bet we now have over 1,000 patients that we've seen in a year and a half, that we see about 200 weekly that come in for injections. But I would say probably since we started this business, we've seen over 1,000 patients. Our doctor over 10,000 now. And the one thing that we see over and over is we want people to do more than just take a shot. We offer so many other things as our customers start to grow, and as the wants and the needs and the things that we see, the latent needs, and maybe the slapping you in the face needs. We saw that boot camp, the activity level needed to be increased with our patients, that we can't just tell them drink water, and we provide water. We couldn't just say, look for these type of foods, high fiber, these, we provide those things here at the clinic. But it was like, let's find other things to help them get healthy. So we started a boot camp. Our son is a Division I swimmer, just finished 5 years of swimming. Thank goodness he got to swim in his master's program because of COVID. So I guess there's a positive to that too. And his roommate from college is a Division I swimmer as well. And they wanted to be a part of helping change lives as well. So they said, let's create a boot camp. And so they now teach boot camps on Tuesdays and Thursdays nights at 5:30 and Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And it's completely free. This isn't something that we take money from. This isn't something that we charge extra for. Anyone can come. We want the community to come. You don't even have to be a patient to come here. We just want people to come and get active, and it's all levels. It's people that have never worked out before, to someone like myself that might work out every single day, or my son and his friend that are Division I swimmers that work out every day, 3 times a day. We can tailor it and shape it to everybody's way of doing things. And it's just something extra that we feel desperately needed to our patients to help them find the healthier version of themselves.
No, I like that. I like that piece, and it's a real friendly kind of body weight type of thing. And, boot camp has a certain connotation to it. It's not, folks, it's not what you think. It's, like you said, really, really kind of a low key
Yes.
body weight experience. I need to go. I mean, I've seen some of y'all's
The videos and
reels, seen the reels and videos on it.
Yeah.
No, bro, it looks cool, man. I just, so I need to get over there. I just, I have a little thing where what I do, I mean, I live near a city park and walk the dogs, and my gym
Perfect.
is part of the club, and I can walk, and everything's just within a mile, and I can just walk and do.
It's perfect.
And so, for me, making that 8 mile pilgrimage to your office once a week, just kidding. But no, it's really, really, really good. If you could, can you compare and contrast Mounjaro, Wegovy?
Sure.
Can you? Because I know you have several of those things, and kind of compare and contrast those, and when do you use one and not the other, and if you don't mind.
Yeah, I'll probably go out on a limb here, and probably say a lot of things that people don't want to hear in this world of weight loss and GLP-1 injections. I would say never do Mounjaro or tirzepatide if you don't need to. Always start with semaglutide, and then I'll preference all of those things. Sure. Semaglutide has been around longer. It's been being utilized longer. There's more patients that have been on it, so you can kind of almost create that like a case study. It's been proven. It's the drug that actually has been FDA approved and has had the American Heart Association that has stamped it as the only drug out there. I'm not even talking cardiac drugs. The only drug out there that can medically claim it reduces cardiovascular disease by 20%.
Wow.
So my feeling is semaglutide is what's known. It's what is the base of Wegovy. It's what the base of Ozempic is. It hits one hormone, the GLP-1 hormone. Right. So it's regulating sugar. It's regulating insulin levels. It's creating the cravings to go away, knocking down the food noise. It does the trick, and guess what? It's the most cost effective. Now, tirzepatide is the latest and greatest. Manjaro is what is the base of tirzepatide. You might know it as Zepbound. That is Eli Lilly's kind of generic name of it, or the weight loss version name of it. Tirzepatide is the base. That's what we offer. Tirzepatide is a great alternative to semaglutide. It affects two hormones, the GLP-1 and the G1P. Why people like it more at times is because when you're on semaglutide, one of the biggest side effects is constipation and nausea. When I think of nausea, I think more of like soured stomach,
Yes,
more than like throwing up. But that does happen on occasion, about probably 5% of the patients, because it's hitting that GLP-1 hormone so much. When you move to tirzepatide, it is only hitting that GLP-1 hormone about probably 20 to 30%, and it hits the GI hormone probably more about 70 to 80%, which is what knocks down that feeling of nausea or soured stomach. And even probably had a little relief of the constipation as well, is what we've seen as well. The drugs do the same thing. Over time, the case studies have said tirzepatide, you'll lose about 5 to 10 more % of your body mass than you would on semaglutide. But I have not seen people lose weight faster. So if I were to inject me with semaglutide and Stephanie with tirzepatide, or Bruce, you with semaglutide, and Wayne, you with tirzepatide, and we looked at you guys both over the course of 3 months, or all of us over the course of 3 months, I could not tell you which one's going to lose weight faster, slower, the same, different. We're all going to be different. And I haven't noticed one patient that loses more on tirzepatide in a faster mass than someone on semaglutide. There are people that do lose better on tirzepatide than they do on semaglutide, and vice versa. It really is how the body's made up, and it's different for every single person. The other key is tirzepatide costs a lot more. I mean, it's the newest drug. It's what other big stars have come out and said recently that they took. And so, yeah, we get people calling us, hey, I saw someone did Manjaro, I want to do it too. I'm like, well, do you really want to pay that much money? Because you can get the same results with semaglutide. And right now we know semaglutide can claim cardiovascular disease reduction, can claim stroke reduction, it's being tested for Alzheimer's, it's being tested for alcohol abuse, for addictions with drugs. It is in the stages of those kind of tests where tirzepatide is so new, it's not being tested for that stuff yet.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I agree on multiple levels. And I really appreciate that, because I have a buddy of mine, so when I walked in there for my first appointment, there's a buddy of mine, and he's a Manjaro fan. I mean, that, he was like, this is it. Well, I mean, the guy, I'm going to tell you, but he's kind of a disciplined guy. You know what I mean? You put a gun in a good shooter, you're going to get a good shot.
Right.
But anyway, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, oh man, that's what you need to do. You don't need a blah, blah, blah. And so then we started talking, and I thought, yeah, if it's the same base, and then I just thought about it like, well, you're paying all that to money to manage nausea, but if you hit a low dose or the right dose, you're not going to have the nausea. You know what I mean? It's just for me. I mean, I don't know, but I just thought,
correct.
well, I mean, right. If you're just going low, then you're not going to get nauseated. And now if it can make you nauseated, so, the first day after the next dose, like, oh yeah, I can feel it. I can feel it. You know what I mean? You get that next jump. And then that day's meal or whatever, you can kind of feel everything kind of processing. Like,
Yeah.
This stuff working. Yeah, man. And then you go from there. So again, it just shows y'all's integrity that you're not out, just trying to make a buck, and you know what I mean, and sell the expensive stuff. Wayne, go ahead.
Yeah, this is really interesting, and with the obesity rate in the United States, that's all we hear about. I mean, even in the business I'm in, and we're partnered up with the American Diabetes Association, the Heart Association, the same kind of things. But bringing it back a little bit to coaching. So if I want to come to you, and I've got Crohn's disease, mild to moderate. I don't know if you ever heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But so how would that affect, and not that I need you to answer that now, but so how would you coach me? I mean about coaching, because, okay, if I come how often it is to get an injection. How are you going to coach me through this? What's
Yeah.
the process of that? Not the boot camp, not all this outside stuff, but the actual process of what I'm coming to you for. I'm coming to you for joint pain. I'm coming to you to drop pounds to get. Coming to you to get rid of sugar. I want to do those good things, and eat better. And I do eat real well. I don't use any oil, grease, or flour. But how are you going to coach me?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually had a patient this weekend start. He has Crohn's disease and started. And the reason why he came to us, he was self-dosing at home. And the pharmacy that gave him his last injection, he said he immediately had an emptying of his bowel, and he knew that it wasn't effective. He said, I know what this should be doing. I know it should be slowing things down. And when I have a proper dose, it does its job. And so I knew what they've given me, their latest dose, wasn't good because I immediately emptied. And he's like, I never have been able to do that with Crohn's disease. It was one of those things that we were able to sit and talk with him about. Coaching, that is why we see our patients every single week. We are not a ship it. We are not a do it online. We are not a DIY type clinic. Steph, I could promise you, the 200 patients we see every single week, I could say a name right now and she'd be able to tell you something personal about every patient. And that is something that I think is different for Steph and I, and it's who makes us up in our belief in God and the things that we do and how we care for people, how we were raised. I think that's just what we do. And I think it's something that was ingrained in us by my grandparents and her grandparents and our parents. And then I'm a coach. That is what I do. I am a coach. I coached my son. I coached my daughters. I am a coach. Even in my other world, in the business world, I developed and coached salespeople. So I love being able to sit with patients every single week and talk to them about their journey. Bruce's journey is different than yours, Wayne. And when you come in, Bruce is going to have questions that are going to be different. The conversation is going to be different than what we're going to have with you, and the coaching is going to be different than what we're going to have with Bruce. But it's all going to come from love and care, and we're going to ensure that your journey is specific and customized to you to maximize your wellness and your health, not get you skinny. That's going to happen. I tell people all the time, look, you're going to lose weight whether you want to or not. That's what happens here. You're going to shrink whether you want to or not. That's what happens here. But I'm going to do it in a healthy, safe manner for you based on you, your medical history, and what's going on within your body every single week. And so that's where I think our coaching probably comes in the most.
Oh, definitely.
Is we see people every single week. We see the changes. We know, we chart everything. We even chart to the smallest amount of where we stuck the needle in for you. We do everything so that we have a full picture of your journey, so that at any time, any of our staff, our medical staff, can look at that and say, oh, this is what's going on every single week. This is how they're changing. We need to change their dose amount by this to cover for what's going on over here. And we're looking at that constantly and having those conversations amongst staff and then with you every week when you come in.
That's wonderful. I know as a Crohn's patient, believe me, I have no trouble emptying. That's part of the problem.
Right.
All these years, and they changed drugs up on that. And
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, there's a drug that I've been on that you talk about prices, $5,000 a shot.
whew,
That's with Good RX.
that is insane.
Yeah, now I get assistance. There's all kinds of things that my doctors help me with. But yeah, and I'm supposed to have 2 of them every 6 weeks. So that's like 10 grand. Can you imagine somebody coming up with
No,
10,000? It's not
No.
effective. It's not even working right. So they're changing it. But anyway, I've never heard of this. What you do is a true septitide. That's the one.
Tirzepatide?
Yeah, Trisepatide.
We do tirzepatide. We do semaglutide. We actually do super MIC injections, which is kind of a boost of amino acids, lipo B, lipo C, B12. And we give that away to our patients. Any of our patients can have that shot every single week after 1 month of being on the medication. We want the medication to start and be in the system before we introduce those other things. Just another safety precaution that we do.
I've never studied this stuff. I think I heard of the first thing that you see it on TV,
Ozempic?
yeah, Ozempic, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a song that goes with that, I think.
Yes.
Oh, that's it. Ozempic. That's exactly
Yeah, that's
right.
it. And but I've never, it just goes right over.
It won't anymore.
Listen,
You'll listen every single time you hear the word Ozempic, semaglutide, Wegovy,
Yeah.
Jardiance, Manjaro. You're going to hear it now. It's going to be in your head now.
Well, yeah, I know. And the only thing I remember about that Ozempic commercial is the song. So I don't even, and then I read where there were some stars in the beginning that are
Yeah.
celebrities that started using it and losing a lot of weight.
Yeah.
And they were talking about that. But this is, Bruce, this is an awesome topic on the show.
Yeah.
It's just, and man alive, the results you've already had in 18 months, not only with yourselves, but with your patients.
Yeah.
I mean, people remain patients for two reasons. One is they like you and trust you. That's most important.
Yeah.
And number two is they're getting something out of it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Well, I mean, we had our was it our 4-month mark? I think our 4th month mark here in the Dallas location. Our patients had lost a total of 1,000. What was the number? Because we did a thing.
It was our 6th. Yeah.
It was like 1,018.
1976.
1976. 1876. 1,800 pounds. 1,876 pounds. Our patients had lost in the first 4 months combined when we were here.
wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's
Yeah.
super cool, man. That's a good metric. That's fun to tell
It's fun.
clients, patients, right? Hey, man, this is what we're doing, and I like that. I got a question about the B12 stuff. I mean, is that a potentiator? Does it really help?
Yeah,
or
so
what
most
does
people
it
knew
do?
that. Most people knew that as the original skinny shot. So
Right.
there was other people right down the road here, other clinics that were giving that away. I think you even had gotten it a few times,
Yeah,
right?
got it.
Yeah. So Stephanie actually had gone to a couple of the other
Right.
clinics years ago and got this shot, and it was the original skinny shot, is what people called it. And it was just because it was high in B12, so it's going to raise your metabolism. It had lipo C, lipo B, had amino acids, so it was going to help with functionality of the body, provide nutrients. And so what we found is a couple of different things as we've studied it and as we continue to grow with our patients and we add things to our patients to see what works for them. 2 things we found. It's providing more efficiency within the body from their organs and how their liver functions, so it can aid in the pancreas. It's providing the energy levels, the increase in energy levels. But what it's also doing is it's curbing that nausea. So by adding, that's why our current blend right now of semaglutide and trizipatide have B12 in it already. We have a small amount of B12 in each shot that we give now. That's why it's pink and not clear. We're already giving that to help aid in to prevent nausea and to help with digestion, help with metabolic rate. But when we give that extra dose, we're finding people are not getting nauseous anymore with the extra shot of the Super Mic. And it's helping in weight loss because it's speeding up the metabolic rate, but it's not counteracting the semaglutide or the trizipatide, which is slowing down the digestive system.
Well, one more question, and this, please, if I ask the wrong question,
Go ahead.
blow me out. But I mean, you know a lot about this, and I know you've studied. But did you have to become certified or licensed or anything like that?
Yeah, so I'm a licensed medic, but other than that, I had to study the heck out of this, and I spent a lot of time with our doctor. It's been a year and a half now. I've been spending with our doctor who has been doing this for over 12 years, has over 10,000 patients, has lost 76 pounds himself, and has a general practice as well. So he has a general practice that he's had for almost 35 years now. He is a teaching professor at Loma Linda University in the study program for the medical students. So he's constantly learning about this stuff. And then I'm constantly learning from him, constantly reading. Our medical director is also licensed in 3 different states, and he's constantly learning this stuff. He's an internal medicine doctor. And what I found is I probably know more about this stuff than most doctors do, only because this is what I do all day long. And so I'm seeing it all day long. Whereas my general practitioner. This is just a side bit of what he does because he has to prescribe it because patients are wanting it. But he does
Right.
everything else really well when it
Yes.
comes to the total body.
Well, it just blows me away. I'm so excited I could go out and climb a tree backwards.
I love it. We love what we do. This it gives me and her a chance to be together. I was a firefighter. I was gone every third day. I've been on the road in corporate America all of the time, and this gives her and I a chance to be together and
Now,
build something together.
is your home here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, or is it in Houston? Because your clinics.
It's in Dallas. Yes, sir. It's right here in Dallas now. We lived there for 3 years, started a clinic there, moved up here, started a clinic here, and moved back here. So our son went to school here at Prince of Peace School, and this is where he's from, and this is our kids live here, our grandkids live here. It's a wonderful place.
I got you. Now, do you still manage the clinic in Houston?
No, we do not. So we actually, our business partner down there, he actually bought us out of that clinic.
Okay.
So no, we do not have that clinic anymore. We're all still together in a network.
Yes.
But, yeah.
Well, that's great. I mean, that's great. And the only reason I'm asking is because I was wondering why. It doesn't have any bearing on anything, I'm sure. But man, let me tell you what, you're a great coach. Sounds like you're a great family. I love that you're God based. Boy, and I'll tell you what, you're healthy.
Only because of this. No, you know what's awesome about that, and if I guess if it hurts some people's feelings or not, I apologize. But Steph and I walk into this clinic every single morning and just pray over this clinic. We pray over ourselves. We pray over this clinic. We pray over every single person that we're going to come in contact with that day, and we just ask that God use us to be a blessing to others today. And that's what we do every single day. It doesn't matter what your faith is. Doesn't matter what your belief is. It's what Steph and I just feel called to do. If you looked at my LinkedIn right now, the very first line says, "Be a servant, not a celebrity." And that has stuck with me since the fifth grade. We are here to serve. And Steph and I feel like we're just called to serve people. It's why we get along so well. It's funny, she mentioned the older crowd that touches her heart when we help them. For me, it's the young kids. Maybe I'm still wanting to coach those young kids in baseball and things like that. But when I see young kids coming here at 16, 17, 18 years old, even 12 years old, and we can change their lives because they've been eating snack food and not active and sitting there playing video games, and they've gotten obese at such a young age, and I can change their life and change the trajectory of where they're going, that means more to me than almost anything. And that's why I think we're a good pair, because she's got the other side of it.
We had a young kid that went to college last semester, and he gained 52 pounds in his 4 months there.
His first semester,
First semester of college, and his mom was like, he's got to get this off. And so I'm happy to report, I think he's down 54 pounds now. He started with us in January. But the reason why, because he was going to Chick-fil-A 3 times a day, fried nuggets, French fries. So I asked him, I go, so how did you change? And he goes, I still go to Chick-fil-A, but I'm grilled nuggets and salad now.
Yeah. He's changing his lifestyle.
He's just changing it. Yes. So, I mean, I think that's awesome that he's,
well, I've been associated with a company called Salad Master my entire career. And actually, we have a tagline called "We Change Lives."
That's awesome. I'm going to steal that if I can.
Just go to saladmaster.com. And but I mean, it's a method of cooking and a lifestyle. And no water, no grease, vegetables, meats. So it is a health system of cooking. But you caught me when you said we change lives. Yeah, we said we change lives, but then we changed it a few years ago to we change life. Because so many other categories of life.
Yeah.
But I enough about me. Or wait a minute, let's talk about me. No, it's
Perfect.
Really enough about me. I'm just so impressed with what you're doing. And I probably all have to get in my car and make an appointment to come up there.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
You know what's really cool about that is that when I talked about our Houston location, we were helped by our doctor who's out of California that does most of our consultations. He's got about 14 of these that he kind of sees every single day that he oversees. There's over 100 of us now. So in a year and a half's time,
Wow.
The company that helped us start this location, or our first location, he has now helped over 100 people like Steph and I start their own wellness clinic, and start changing lives throughout the entire U.S. And so I get to talk to those people every single week. They call and I get to consult and share our story and what we're doing and how we evolved and how we've grown and the other things that we offer besides an injection of weight loss. And it's been phenomenal to be able to have that outreach and that network. And it's pretty much in almost every city you can imagine of a major city, or metropolitan area. There is a clinic now, or two or three, that has been branched off from this beginning, if you will. And the clinic that we copied down in California, and they helped us start this business, they run it the exact same way. It's Sean and Christine, their husband and wife. He comes from a personal trainer background. She comes from an accounting background. His sister-in-law comes from a nurse background, and they started the same kind of clinic. And then they're helping others start the same kind of clinic. And it's the same people that care, like-minded people stick together, right?
Yes.
And every single person I talk to that is looking to start, most of the time it's couples, goal in mind. How do we change lives? How do we help others?
I've got a friend. He's one of my best friends. He lives in Tampa. And his son just married a doctor from Mexico City the first part of this year. And they don't need anything, but they moved to Colorado and they started a health clinic.
There you go.
And I don't know what all that's going to entail, but I should probably tell them about you. I mean,
be
really,
happy to talk to them. They're probably already doing it.
yeah, I know they probably. It's interesting, but I'm gonna connect you guys. She's just a sweetheart, and he's got one of these things. He does computer stuff.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I mean, he starts companies and then sells them, or he gets a part of a company.
Yeah.
And it grows big, and he makes money, and then he leaves that company and goes.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that.
I can't do that kind of stuff, but man, kid's only 30 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah.
That's awesome.
But anyway, I'm going to connect you. But this is just amazing, and it's. I don't think it's going to stop growing, because we are getting more health conscious, and we are getting tired of the drugs that make us feel good but don't do anything. They
Right.
tell you up. You know, like, I got this pain. Here, take this. Do you have the pain? No, but I'm still dying.
That's it.
You know, my mom is a great example. My mom is 73 years old. All she drank was Coke for the past at least 20 years. I mean, all she drank was Coke. Trying to get her to drink a cup of water was almost impossible. We put her on this drug last September. She has not had a Coke and a donut since.
Yeah.
Wow.
Every morning she'd start her day with a Coke and donut.
Now, yeah.
She's lost. It's been about 7 months now.
Yeah,
she's lost over 35 pounds.
She does very slow. She started at a lower dose than we even start patients, just because, you know, she's very.
The coaching right there.
Yeah.
We noticed that she's very receptive to medication. Like, she could take half an aspirin and the headache would go away, where I have to take the bottle. And we just realized that we've got to be sensitive to her and be custom to her. So we only did a small, lower than the starting dose. She stayed on that dose. Most people start at 0.25. She started at 0.15. She ran that for 4 months and lost 26 pounds. And
Awesome.
and what, Bruce, what you had talked about of not like titrating people incorrectly and too fast and those kind of things. Our key is the lowest effective dose. Stay on that as long as you can.
Exactly.
If it's effective, the cravings are gone, the food noise is gone, you're losing weight, why change? I think what we get a lot of patients come in, they go, I want to be upped, increase my dose. And I'm like, why? You lost 2 pounds this week. Why would you want that? And we don't. But they want it because they want to lose weight so fast. This microwave society that we live in.
Yep.
And we just tell them, no, that's not what we're here for. That's not making you healthy. That's just keeping you from eating. And that's not what we're here to do.
That's coaching. That's good.
That's it.
Man alive. I love to hear that stuff. Boy,
Yeah. But there's, you know, and there's other providers, I guess I'll use that word. Other providers was like, sure, you want to jump it, we'll jump it. And that's not necessarily the best thing, you know. And then, you know, then you might hit a wall. Some of these patients hit a wall with this thing if that dose is too much or whatever. I mean, so the other thing I want to ask about, let's see how much time we got. We got 10 minutes left. Let's talk a little bit about the other IV offerings you guys have. I brought home the thing and had all the different all the different IVs that can be done. Kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so that was again, as we just continue to grow and our patients ask for things and looking for different things, we just continue to expand. So one of the first things that we did was Evolve X, which is a body contouring machine. People are losing weight, so their skin's getting a little elastic, and so we purchased a machine that gets rid of the last layer of fat called apoptosis, and then it tightens the skin that you've been losing this weight, so you have a little loose skin. It tightens that skin, and then if you want it to tone muscle, you can. So you can put it on body parts, stomach, chest, arms, legs, but if you want to tone that muscle, you can. Or if you just want to break down that remaining fat cells and tighten the skin around it, it works for that as well. So we purchased that machine about 3 months ago. That has been gangbusters. People love it. She has loved it. I've loved it. Our patients are seeing success from it. And then we started noticing people started asking for IV therapy. That is a really big thing right now, kind of like semaglutide and these weight loss. Having the extra IV that does multiple things. It's a nutrient. It's basically, it's always funny to me. Our doctor and I laugh about it at times because we're like, I'm going to give you a bag of saline. This is something I did on the back of the fire truck on the way to the hospital. Like, you want what? And we laugh about it, but it's, I am a believer 100% now because I've had a couple of them now when I needed them, and boy did it change my stars for me. So we have multiple. We have some that are just for the everyday. They call it the liquid lift, or some people have called it a Murphy's cocktail. It's nutrients, vitamins, all those kind of things. Rehydration for the everyday use of the people that maybe once a week, once every other week, just want to be replenished. Then there's one for hangovers, Rise and Shine. People that went out a little bit too much the night before and they're feeling like junk. It's going to detoxify them as well as provide the nutrients back into their system that, when you're drinking alcohol, your liver now has to kill that poison, which makes the sugars in your body unregulate properly. Your pancreas is working harder to do other things than what it's supposed to do. It's just a big mess. We detox your body through it. There's a Fountain of Youth that is for like replenishing hair, nails, those types, skin. There's multiple. The one I did the latest, I got sick. I got under the weather, came in, got an IV of the natural defense, which is just full of immunity powers, vitamin C, vitamin D, B12. I felt so good the next day I worked out. I was down and out, fever in bed, got the IV the very next day. I had a 4-hour flight and worked out that night and felt 100%. So
Wow.
I am a believer of these IVs now. I wasn't in the beginning. I was just doing it for patients because they wanted it. And now, we are getting ready to go on vacation. We know we're going to be in Phoenix playing a lot of golf, climbing Camelback, doing a lot of hiking. The whole family is getting IVs before we go to, it's called performance hydration, pre or post extreme stress workouts, things like that. You get these to kind of help charge the body up. And so we're all getting those before we leave to just help to make sure that we're completely hydrated and running on a full steam before we go hike at 112 degree weather.
I read a book a long time ago called The Body's Many Cries for Water.
Yes.
I mean, water, a lot of times when we think we're hungry, it's just we're thirsty. And a lot of times if we get to that point where we need water.
Yes.
If we get to the point where we're thirsty, it's already kind of getting over the line. So water is so important. I always wanted to be in the business of good cooking, good healthy, because what you put in your body, we are what we eat. Now, I don't mean like the guy that said, I eat Hostess Twinkies. But I mean, like, that we are what we eat. And
that's right.
We have to breathe clean air. And we also, very más importante, water.
Yes.
We can live without food, but we can't live without water as long as we can live without food. So hydration is, it's important.
And we preach it here.
And we do. I mean, I probably drink too much water. I drink about 1.5 gallons a day, which is probably too much. We preach it. I think the other one is getting the nutrients. And we just had this conversation this weekend. of all these different things, the Evolve X machine, semaglutide, tirzepatide, IV therapy, B12 shots, like, but we realized science has evolved, and we're getting smarter, and technology is getting better. What seems hokey is maybe it's just science has caught up and done some things that, like, we just maybe need to open our eyes to maybe some of this other stuff that might be working, that I used to think that's just crazy. That's hokey stuff. That's never going to work. But there's been so many advancements within science and technology in the medical profession. I believe it.
Have you ever heard of hydrogenated water?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's a big thing right now. Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, like 10,000 times more oxygen or something at the highest level.
It pulls the nutrients in that you need, as opposed to just having water.
Yeah.
It's hydrogen. It's a hydrogenated water is a big push right now.
Sure is. Okay. Well, I thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bruce, when am I going to see you again? When do I see you this week?
I'm supposed to I'm supposed to go Wednesday before July 4th, so I'm coming in there Wednesday, and then I guess I like the fact that you guys are going to give me a to-go shot. I have to try the following week, so you're going to give it to me, and I think in the cold pack or whatever, right? I'll just keep it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one thing that we do. We try not to have people do at-home injections and that kind of stuff, because we want to do that coaching every single week. But we get life happens, and people need to go on vacation. They need to go on business trips. They need to do some other things. And so we don't want you to be without your shot. We want you to make sure you have it. So yeah, we pre-fill a syringe, teach you how to use it, give you all the coaching to use it the proper way, and then package it up so you can fly with it, you can travel with it. It's cold. It stays cold for over 24 hours in our packages. It's completely secure. It's one of the other little things. So we'll teach you how to give yourself a shot this week.
Well, that's how I do my my Crohn's stuff. I give myself. It's in a frozen.
Yeah.
Ice packs and all that kind of stuff, and also another pill that's another shot injection my doctor prescribes, because testosterone.
Oh yes.
So I take that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm pretty good with the needle, and I usually I try to put it underneath my toenails so nobody sees.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That I'm a druggie, And it's just like I read in the paper today. I read in the paper just this morning that my doctor that I used to have was arrested for selling narcotics.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and I bought him. He was my doctor for like 10 years, and I didn't even know that. Until then, I didn't know he was a doctor. In other words, no, I'm just kidding.
I'll give you a quick doctor story.
You were setting up a joke. I knew you were
I thought so too. I'll give you a quick doctor story. I have been with the same doctor for 12 years now. He has never liked weight loss. Every time I've ever asked for help, he's told me to just eat less calories and go work out. And I'm like, I work out more than anyone. I'm like 5 days a week, doc. I can't work out more. And he's now into semaglutide and that type of thing, because he's had to for patients. But the last 2 blood works I've ever had, the best blood work responses I've ever had. I'm the healthiest when it comes to blood work I've ever been. He has told me don't ever get off this medication if I don't have to. He's like, he's like, Jeremy, I've seen you thinner. I've seen you heavier. I've seen you work out more. I've seen you work out less. I've seen you change your diet, keto, vegetarian, plant-based. I've seen all these things that you've done over 12 years. Right now, it's the healthiest from a blood standpoint you've ever been in your life. Do not change what you're doing.
Great.
And I actually have another patient that comes to us right now that we share the same doctor, and we didn't know it. And she just got her blood work back, and he's like, your blood work's phenomenal. What are you doing? And she's like, I'm on semaglutide. And he asked where she was doing it, and she said, weight loss. He goes, Jeremy and Stephanie. And he's like, stay there. It's great. They are doing incredible things for their patients. So it was just one of those cool things that it's changing blood work. It's changing. Yeah. Stephanie talked about people having swelling in their joints, that going away. All of the things that it does besides weight loss, it is changing life.
All right. Yeah, man, we got to cut it, man. We're inside 35 seconds.
Go.
Thanks for coming on the show today. Real quick, Jeremy and Stephanie, how can people reach you guys?
You can go to WLTMG.com or Weight Loss Today Medical Group. You can see us on TikTok at WLTMG-Plano, Weight Loss Today-Plano for Facebook. weight_loss_today_Plano on Instagram. Weight Loss Today Medical Group.
Man, that's perfect. And again, thanks for coming on the show today. And we'll have to have you come on again. I told you it's going to be real quick.
Awesome.
We just
Thank
barely
you so much.
We just barely scratched the surface. Well, folks, another fantastic episode. I'm going to do the speed talk too. Another fantastic episode here on the Concierge Coaches Show. Don't forget to see us on Concierge_Coaches on Instagram or Concierge Coaches Facebook. Catch us on iHeartMedia, Apple Podcast. We're now on Amazon Audible and a lot of other podcast aggregators. So a little podcast that could lives to see another day. So with that, we'll bid everybody a blessed week and have a good one. We'll see you here next time on the Concierge Coaches Show on LA Talk Radio.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
You're listening to the Concierge Coaches Show with Bruce Cameron and Wayne Fritz, only on LA Talk Radio.